pretty good little hike at this spot to get into them. But it's super foggy this morning, so I'm not too concerned. Once I get down to the spot, I've got some good. Got a creek that I can kind of sneak around into, so it's beautiful. No wind, pretty warm out comparatively. I think my phone said almost 50 degrees, which is a lot warmer than it has been. It's just beautiful.
Team member Nathan Remley lives and hunts in northern Missouri, where he and his family have enjoyed many great hunts together.
Alright, I'm at the creek now, so it's decision time. Which direction I need to go. Let's see if I can get one. I haven't heard a gobbler yet. But I do hear a hen right behind me. Not talking yet.
During those high humidity mornings, sometimes toms won't gobble as early or as often, and they may even stay on the limb a bit longer.
There's like 3 up in here, but they're way back there. Something's got to be closer than that. I'm going to try to work to the top of this next ridge.
We made his way to the top of a hill in a large pasture and tucked up next to a cedar. This eastern red cedar gave Nathan a little cover so toms that may still be roosted wouldn't spot him there in the pasture.
The ones I heard were way back in there. I'm going to try to slip over this ridge. Still not convinced there's not a tom closer than that though, so I gotta be careful. Don't want to blow. Okay, I just had a bird gobble down below me. Kind of the direction I came from, but not exactly, so I'm gonna slide back down. Get my exercise this morning. I knew there had to be one closer. Don't tell them what else is right around here too, but I've been scanning the trees with the burses and not seen anything. I did hear a hen towards that gobbler early, which isn't great, but for my chances in some ways, but I'm always glad to see and hear a hen too. Alright, let's get down there. A few hundred yards away. That's the direction I heard the hens. Just 2 real light yelps early this morning, so I gotta be careful not to bust them out.
Knowing the terrain, Nathan tried to get as close to that tom as he could without the risk of being seen. He stopped at a favorable location that had cover for filming.
I don't think he could have seen me, but I walked in within probably 150 yards of this bird. It just opened up.
Nathan also had time to set up a jake and hen decoy. He hoped that a submissive posture of a jake would challenge a dominant tom. after a few more calls, he had obviously cut the distance. Within a few minutes, Nathan spotted the tom to his right.
Tell you what, that never gets old right there. Man, it's so fun. So fun. I was right in there, and the camera was sticking out there. And, I don't know, I bet my decoys aren't 20 yards at the max. So, anyway. Goodness, look how beautiful this morning is. Foggy, North Missouri morning. Big old North Missouri longbeard on the ground. I don't know how big he is. Let's take a look at him here. Yeah. Got some decent spurs.
Growing Deer is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Also by Green Cover Food Plots, Winchester, Lacrosse Footwear, Moultrie Mobile, Fleet Outdoor Apparel, Morel Targets, RTP Outdoors, Fourth Arrow, Hunt Stand, Scorpion Venom Archery, Case IH Tractors, Burris Optics, National Land Realty, G5 Broadheads, Prime Bows, and Redneck Hunting Blinds.
Nathan did a great job taking us all along his self-filmed hunt, and I think there's several great lessons to consider. Nathan was moving fairly quickly that morning, trying to locate a tom on the limb. That early morning, right after fly down, if you can get on a tom before the hens get with him, he can be very receptive to calling. However, once hens get to a tom, it can be difficult to pull them away. Nathan also understood the gobbling conditions for that day. Even though he heard a far-off tom, he decided to hold tight and wait and listen to see if a tom would sound off a little later in the morning. That decision paid off. So Nathan was able to very quickly cut the distance and get on that tom. Where Nathan decided to stop and set up provides another great lesson, especially for those folks that love to film their turkey hunts to share with their friends and family. If he wasn't filming, Nathan may have been able to get a little closer to that tom, but he stopped at a location that had enough cover to hide both him and the camera. And by using decoys, Nathan increased his odds of knowing where that tom was going to come in. This was a great strategy so Nathan could just point the camera and be focused. That way when the tom came in, he wasn't having to move the camera and get ready. He had everything set up and just had to take the shot. This technique ensured Nathan reduced his movement and captured the entire hunt on camera. Whether you film your hunts or maybe you just take pictures while you're outside to share with your friends and family, I hope you take time and enjoy creation. But more importantly, slow down, listen to what the Creator is saying to you and the purpose He has for your life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.
So here's my dad. He's cutting open the turkey right now. So It looks gross right now, but when it gets cooked, it's gonna look good.
Right. We like turkey, don't we?
Mm-hmm.